It is great to have you back here at Coin Lady channel. Dear everyone, what does $2 billion actually mean? Is that okay? As for the possible effects of an SEC, or Ripple, we'll go over a few important factors and examine some intriguing data provided by Bill Morgan, particularly about that $2 billion punishment. This video covers all of it. Moreover, there are a few important details concerning the most recent SEC news. Additionally, Bill Morgan. This video contains more significant price predictions. Click the subscribe button, please. Additionally, if you are a member of the XRP Army, please show your support by clicking the like button and leaving a comment. Having said that, the total market capitalization of cryptocurrencies is at $2.6 trillion, down 1.3% from the previous day. Plus, today has been full of surprises. For example, we learned of Coinbase's decision to allow the SEC to sue the company. However, this does not guarantee that the SEC will really do so or that it will prevail. However, it does imply that they are authorized to do so. I suppose the market as a whole has suffered because it is a legal lawsuit against the SEC. If Bitcoin continues to show signs of strength at approximately 69,300, XRP will likely follow suit and begin to push towards the 70K level, the present price, which is 6,138. Unfortunately, was put up on volume of slightly less than $2 billion every day. Alright, then, let's dissect a few essentials. What has transpired this last week? It holds great significance. I mentioned it yesterday, but the SEC is suing XRP for a $2 billion penalties for selling a security class token and, more significantly, for sales to institutions through a sales contract that purportedly anticipated profits. For the benefit of those who are unaware, Bill Morgan is an attorney. Additionally, he has been involved in this type of XRP movement. We will examine a tweet he sent out because he has some intriguing things to say. In a way, I suppose that does sum up everything that is happening. As a result, stay still if you have any doubts. He does, however, mention that the SEC is brief, which could provide an issue for Ripple. Going beyond this specific instance, the SEC can assert that Ripple provided substantial discounts on XRP prices to one group of institutional sales investors while ignoring the other. This distinction is referred to as favored and non-favored respectively. The issue is at this very point, with regard to the retail versus institutional debate. The SCA claims that $480 million was lost due to the unfair practice of offering discounts to certain institutional sale investors while others were not. These assumptions should be tested, and there doesn't seem to be much evidence linking the $480 million supposedly harm to any actual harm or benefit to any one institutional investor in particular. It's an intriguing perspective, but they can't prove it just yet. He continues by saying that the SEC has stated that certain institutional investors are putting downward pressure on the market price of XRP through sales or discounts. There is a possibility of legal action from institutional sales and investors who were allegedly hurt by the non-disclosure of discounts given to other institutional investors. I need to find time to think about these claims in more detail, but the SEC is short on evidence regarding which assumptions are best. The issue lies here. When it comes down to it, the SEC is changing its story about Carpe Diem as a security because of the widespread belief that they withheld information about a discount and failed to inform investors that some were getting a better deal than others. That is crucial in order to establish a causal relationship regarding Ripple's standing with institutional investors. I am uncertain if this relevance is excellent. Everyone is a little confused, but in the end, some institutional investors got a discount and others didn't, because the sales contracts between the two institutions were determined to be investment contracts. This disclosure offering to some institutions was very disclosed according to the SEC, and it should have and would have been made to the institutions if the sales contracts had been registered. The Bitcoin market must mature here. I suppose that's where things are a little different. As is the case with XRP, the amount you pay depends on whether you engage in an initial coin offering, ICO, or a pre-sale. For institutional investors, this is a piece of cake compared to retail investors. However, when Bill Wagner says, "Hey, I think the SEC's arguments have some problems to discuss later. Once I get my thoughts together, the distinction becomes clear. The discounting isn't the issue. What matters is that it was not disclosed. That is the main point. It has nothing to do with the fact that different groups received different prices. It was considered a fair sale because this wasn't disclosed. Furthermore, the SEC maintains that just because it isn't currently doesn't indicate that it will win. While I do think XRP will end up on the losing end of this situation, I can't help but point out that just because the SEC has something to pursue doesn't imply they will succeed. So, I suppose the real question is, what if the SEC's attempts to regulate Bitcoin were to fail? What if Ripple were to win in court? That would be a major setback for the SEC. And if the SEC comes out on top, there will be a hefty fine, actually, $2 billion to be exact, that might be imposed or reduced based on their agreement. The main thing we want to avoid is a final designation of XRP as a security. Therefore, in the end, we may strike a settlement agreement where both parties agree to pay a fine. However, the Bitcoin market is a battleground for them. We will witness the outcome of this in the end. We already know that XRP founders Brad and Chris are willing to go to court and defend against it, but whether they settle or not puts a $2 billion price tag at risk. In my opinion, with all of that thrown in, it's going to be quite intriguing. The XRP market is showing signs of growth, specifically on 2 or 3 fronts. With the 10-day and 100-day simple moving averages now in our possession, we have solid evidence of underlying strength in the 60 to 5 zone, which should be positive. However, the truth of the cost will display everything in the end. We discussed a 3% increase, and now Bitcoin is beginning a small rally with XRP. The 50-day exponential moving average is a target for potential reversal. Using the 200 SMA, we can see a faint blue line. We would want to see the market's push and sentiment move back with us. But MACD is currently engaged in a struggle. I also believe that the XRP journey will be quite intriguing. At this point in time, I am convinced that Bitcoin is preparing for a significant run. It is well known that Larry Fink recently expressed optimism in Bitcoin. Plus, XRP seems to be positioning itself for a similar surge. In my view, a push to the upside is likely, though I don't anticipate anything huge. What I find most intriguing is the outcome of Brad's investigation, the team's findings, and their subsequent actions. Considering the topics covered in this video and the fact that those discounts were not disclosed, I believe the SEC will hurt this tiny detail since it allows them to impose a financial penalty on the total amount of those discounts. Not having XRP listed as a security is the main issue. If you agree with Gary Gensler that Terra Luna and Coinbase XRP are only interested in making money, then please let me know in the comments section whether I'm missing something. Well, that concludes our video. Do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. Muchas gracias. Depart.